Bleach live action movie. What's up guys, welcome to J Claw's Anime Talk. And in today's video, we'll be talking about and reviewing the good and the bad of the live action Bleach movie. Now I will say for starters, this movie was not Dragon Ball Evolution level of trash, but it was not Rurouni Kenshin level of a great live action anime film from start to finish. But besides the point, was this movie any good? Now, the things I liked about this film was the casting. I felt as though the casting was pretty A1 for the most part. Like the guy who played Ichigo nailed his role. I felt as though he knew what he was portraying, studied the character, because most live action films just grab anybody and they don't do a lot of studying. You can tell the guy who played Ichigo studied Ichigo's character before trying to master the role, and he did a fine job. The interaction with his father, Isshin Kurosaki, was done pretty well. You know, the how it is in the anime, how he always hitting Ichigo, put him in a headlock and whatnot, was done exactly the same in this film. You know, the casting of Uryu, Chad, there were some problems I had with other casting, but we'll get to that when we talk about the bad parts. But overall, I think it was pretty solid. Now, the CGI is another thing I like, because I thought the CGI was going to be horrible. Most live action films based on anime, the CGI is a little wonky. Like when I was watching the part where Rukia and Ichigo were fighting off that hollow, but when he showed up on the screen, I was just looking like, dang man, like they really killed the CGI. Cause I remember when the trailer was first shown to us, I remember watching it and I was just thinking, this looks gross, this looks awful. You know, I thought the casting was awful as well. I thought the movie was going to be completely trash. And definitely that wasn't the case here, because it had moments where you can just sit back and be like, wow, can Bleach the anime return? Because you just had that nostalgia feeling where the moment where Ichigo became a Reaper, or when he fought Renji, the interaction with him and Uryu, you just couldn't help but to sit back and be like, I just want the anime to come back. Now, I just want to throw this out there where you seen Renji and Byakuya talking in the Soul Society, and when they zoomed out and showed the entire Soul Society, it looked so dark. You know, it looked really spooky to the point where it looked like it was an evil place. Like, nah, that's not heaven, that's hell. You know, it looked like Mordor in Lord of the Rings. When I first seen it, I was like, why they gotta make it look so evil? But I guess that's where they were trying to portray in this film. I wasn't really digging it. I guess they tried to tell the audience that Byakuya and Renji are kind of bad people, but that's really not the case, because real Bleach fans know that Renji and Byakuya are not evil. They were just doing their job under the law of the Soul Society, getting Rukia back. She did a criminal crime. So I did not like how they were trying to make Renji and Byakuya evil people. Now, the fight between Ichigo and Renji, it was a decent fight. You know, it wasn't as good as the anime portrayed it, but the live action it was okay. It was decent. Because I did catch myself in some moments where I'm just thinking, can this fight be done already? Can it be over with? Because it was not as intense or as exciting as it was with Ichigo and Uryu fighting off Grand Fisher. Which, by the way, I thought Grand Fisher in this film, the CGI looked really nice. And the fight was flat out more exciting. Whereas to me, the fight between Ichigo and Renji just could have been done better. You know, I felt like it was a little stagnant. They fought in the same spot the entire time. Whereas the fight between Grand Fisher was all over the place. You know, it even had a little humor to it, because no one is seeing what's going on. They just seeing buildings breaking, people flying across. You know, they don't know what's going on because they can't see. But you just see Ichigo just running from Grand Fisher in this funny run. Like, I just thought that part was better. Start to finish, it was better than the fight between Ichigo and Renji. Now, I know this is in Ichigo's character to always continue to fight, even though he doesn't have the energy to. And he just kept getting up when Byakuya stepped in after Ichigo defeated Renji, and he just kept stabbing him, kept cutting him. Like, holy crap, that part was so irritating. You know, we get it, you know, Ichigo is like that in the anime, but I guess it just wasn't it didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel right in the live action film. It just felt like a drag on. You know, I wasn't impressed. I guess the last, you know, about 15 minutes of this film, I just wasn't impressed with it. And the way it ended, when Rukia erased Ichigo's memory and made him forget about everything that happened in this film, it just didn't feel right to me. Now, the way it ended, it does push a sequel, because Rukia said, like, was narrating, maybe you will forget about me, or maybe not. And when Ichigo went back to class, he looked on his left side where Rukia usually sits at, and he kind of dazed off and kind of smirked, and that's where it ended. So if anything, this movie deserved a sequel instead of Death Note. Like, that movie was trash. This movie was good. It was a good film, but I will rate it like 1 through 10. I'll give it a 6 or 7. There were things that I liked and things that I disliked, but it was still a solid movie. And oh yeah, about the casting, I did not like Odahime's casting, because the film made her more like happy-go-lucky all over Ichigo. Like, she is like that in the anime, like, but she has a crush on Ichigo and she's more of the shy type. In this film, she was more outgoing, like thinking about Ichigo, saying like, oh my god, he's like in my dreams, like thinking about him like crazy. And she's not like that in the anime. She's more of the shy type, and I just didn't like that. But oh yeah, and Urahara, I like how they portrayed him in this film. I believe I said his name right. I ain't say his name in so long. Haven't watched Bleach in so long. But if you're a Bleach fan, you should watch this film. You know, Bleach is my all-time favorite anime, next to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, then Code Geass. But Bleach is my favorite, and so I'm giving you an unbiased review. Hopefully you getting that vibe. I gave this movie a 6 or 7, so above average, close to being good. So to me, I don't think this movie was trash. I think this was one of the better live action films. Really don't see how this movie really didn't do well, you know, in Japan. Well, they really don't care about Bleach like us Americans fans do. But you know, if that's the case, some American out there with a lot of money who loves anime and Bleach, please buy it and continue so we can see the 1,000-year Blood War arc in anime form. That's all I ask for. You can end Bleach, destroy it. I just want to see that. But holy crap, why don't you look at the time? This is probably one of my longest videos ever. Well, probably this is the longest video ever. But I just had to give y'all this review. And if you made it this far, thank you guys for watching. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. I'm J Cloud. I'm out. League or nothing.